Aton and Rhonda are nominated for eviction, but Brazil holds the golden power veto. Will she use it? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All Stars. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All Stars. It's day 63 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Nicole is the head of household. She nominated Aton and Rhonda for eviction, but Brazil won the Golden Power Veto in the Big Brother Ballsy Blackjack Golden Power Veto competition. And she won the Sapphire Power Veto as a bonus prize. Will she use the Golden Veto to save Aton and Rhonda from the chopping block? We'll find out shortly. But first, happy February, everyone. It's February 1st. We are hopefully almost at the vaccine at the end of the pandemic. Hopefully. I think we're at 2.3% of Ontarians have been vaccinated. So, yeah, we're still pretty far off. But the numbers are slowly going down. But the real reason why I wanted to bring up February is because Chantel's optional math, logic, individual luxury competition to double her All-Star dollars has expired. She did message me last night saying that she declined the offer to play because she didn't want to risk going down to zero. And with only 2 competitions left where you can use your All-Star dollars, I think she made the right decision. She has 111 right now, which is, I believe, second place. And it would have just been a huge risk to go down to zero. If she had 40, 50, I'd say take a chance. But 111 is a lot to risk on a math/logic comp, which I don't have much of, so you don't even kind of know what that's about. So I'm carrying that competition over to season 6, and so Chantel stays with 111 All-Star dollars. As for Reality Realness, Kat, the most recently evicted house guest, appeared on Reality Realness with Nick and Lindsay. Chad had internet issues, which I didn't realize. I said in yesterday's episode, Chad, grow some balls. If Charlene can do it, so can you. Apparently it was just internet problems, so hopefully he'll come on later on in the season. But I thought Kat did a great job. I thought, of course, as always, Nick and Lindsay do a fantastic job. Kat was very, what's the word I'm looking for? First of all, she had a good attitude, because when I am voted out of orgs, I don't have a good attitude, especially it's been 4 days? But if it's within a 24 to 48 hour span, I'm usually angry. Whereas she was a lot less salty, which I'm impressed with. And I appreciated that. I thought she had a good attitude. She explained everything really well. I think because she, like myself, respects the integrity of the game, probably even more so than I do, and refuses to sort of name people. I don't think she ever name-dropped people when it came to the future of the game. Because of that, it wasn't as sort of juicy as it was with Dylan or Chanel or Joanne. Not that, this was bad in any way, shape, or form. It was great. But it just, you didn't get that sort of shock value of, ooh, she threw this person under the bus, or ooh, she threw that person under the bus. Because even though she had criticism, she didn't, I believe, don't quote me, I believe she never at any point specifically put anybody down. She did, there was one thing she said. She said that Chantel or Brazil is winning this game. So she did do that. But compared to Joanne and Chanel and Dylan, it was far less of that. So, and I'm missing somebody. Who else was on Reality Realness? She was evicted week 8. So Joanne would have been 7. Who was evicted week 6? Oh, 6 was Chanel, 5 was, who was 4? 4 was Dylan. Who was 5? Oh, Chantel. That's my bad. So yeah, I keep forgetting because Chantel came back into the game. I keep skipping that week in my head when I'm doing the order. In addition, Lindsay came back from Amsterdam yesterday, and she's clearly already bored in day 1 of her 14-day quarantine because she curled her hair for the episode. I think I've seen Lindsay's hair curled twice. Once was at her brother's wedding, and another time was when we went to a like regatta gala downtown with her cousin and our mutual friend G, who really needs to play in season 6. Other than that, she never curls her hair, so I was like, "Whoa, you're already bored day one." Uh, but I would be too. I mean, yeah. Uh, so Nick did bring up a good point, which I did not say in the episode, and he's in Redempble Temple now. Chad's speech, his final plea, was an excellent final plea speech. We're used to those sort of typical keep me in the game if you want to. I'll respect your decisions. I really want to stay. I love you all, blah blah blah. Chad actually, for somebody who is kind of what's the word I'm looking for? A dunce cap, was very sort of formulaic in what he had to say. He articulated, to use Dylan's word, his thoughts very well, and everything he said makes sense. It was a perfect length. It was decent arguments of, hey, I can't win anything. I'm not a threat to you. If you sit next to me at the end, you will win. There's no good reason to get rid of me. And these are all valid points. Now, of course, I think it was Lindsay who brought up the counter argument of, well, if he makes it to the end, he's taking up one of the 2 chairs, just like CJ. And I get that because when I played in Ecstasy, there was a girl, Rachel, who I love her, but I didn't want her sitting one of those final 3 chairs because that was one of my chairs, and I didn't want her to just glide to the end because she wasn't doing anything. So I get both sides of the argument, but Nick is right in that Chad worded it and presented it very well, and it was probably the best final plea speech this season, and probably I can't think off the top of my head because usually that's not the kind of stuff I remember, but maybe one of the best ever. So, if it wasn't a double eviction, I think Chad would have stayed against pretty much most of the people. Maybe not Nicole, because Nicole's the unbeatable pawn. But I think in a single eviction, Chad would have stayed very likely over anybody. Whereas I think it's just because in a double eviction, it was easy to get rid of him as the second person, just to sort of wipe that, someone's taking my final 2 chair out of the way. Kat said she expected to do better in Redempble Temple because she's sort of the word sleuth who plays the Wheel of Fortune games, and I expected Kat to do better too. She was working on her website for something, and so that's why the first 2 puzzles she screwed up. She didn't get into my head with the "with that said" and with the large chocolate sundae, which that will never be a puzzle for anything. We are almost at Cadbury Cream Egg McFlurry season. I hope we get to Cadbury Cream Egg McFlurry season before the season of Cheesecake ends, because I could think of some recipes I could do with that. Ooh, this is interesting. Oh, yes. Oh, this is exciting. This is so exciting. Okay, but yeah, I expected Kat to do better, and she would have been my prediction. I recall saying that I predicted Joanne, because Joanne did very well in Scrabble. And so I thought that, what was her word for her doggy brownie points? What was her word? Oh, it was augmentation. That's what it was. Yeah. So I expected definitely Kat or Joanne to win. The fact that Chad won did surprise me. But Chad has now won 2 out of 2 Rejuve Island Redempble Temple competitions that he's played in. So clearly that's his element. And he's only 2 away. Lindsay didn't seem to remember. There are 2 more Redempble Temple duels before whoever wins the second one comes back into the game. The quote or the phrase, "It's too soon," is this season's "Who are we throwing the competition to this week?" Because I've heard almost everybody in the diary room say, "It's too soon to do this. It's too soon to do that." And I get it. The season is 2 weeks longer, but it's day 63 now. It's not too soon anymore. It's really not. Like, that's just my opinion. I'm very much a proponent, and maybe it's, hey, I've never won an org or an LRG or a mini, so maybe it's a bad idea, but I'm a proponent of, I'd rather pull the trigger too soon than too late. So I'm trying to think, who was it in my... like Bethany was a good example in Phil's Facebook Survivor, but there was one in Ecstasy where people were unsure. Tyler, nobody knows what I'm talking about now, but Tyler was an example of making sure that I pulled the trigger too early rather than too late, and I'm happy I did that because he could have voted me out soon after that. And like, okay, so Big Brother Cheesecake, let's see, season 4, let's say, Rai. That was another one where the trigger was pulled at exactly the right time for a lot of the people in the game. Whereas this season, there's been a lot of it's too soon. And for some people, it's not too soon. And some people are going to regret not pulling the trigger when they wanted to. And I actually specifically said in the jury chat, I can't say word for word what I said, but I said, when the person who said it's too soon to do comes into the jury house, I hope they scroll up and read this. Sorry, not sorry. So we'll see if somebody ends up scrolling up to that. Yeah. Okay, next. Last but not least, yeah, the not being able to please everyone. So that generally is no org host can please everyone. It's like being a politician. You'll never be able to please everyone. I originally was going to be the only judge for Suburban Suburbia, and then I moved it up to 6. And then Kat on the show goes, there should have been 3. Well, like, and thank you, Nick, for defending that, saying that myself and Nick are 2 of the 6 judges, I don't think was the end of the world. I would agree with Brazil that next time I will say all or none, but I still think it's very likely Rhonda could have won. And I think Curtis was the one who went on the tirade, which was funny. We'll never know if he would have won. I think it would have been close, but it's not in the bag. And Curtis is now... Oh, that was last week. Curtis survived, so it didn't end up costing him the game. But yeah, generally speaking, I think having each judge give a score and averaging the scores is more fair than what I did. But I wanted to mix... I had 2 judging competitions this season, and so I wanted to mix it up and do something different. And so, yeah, that's how it worked out. Okay, it is now time to get to the Golden Power Veto ceremony. I'm Brazil. I won the Golden Power Veto this week, and it is my responsibility to choose whether or not I wish to save Aton or Rhonda from the chopping block. Aton, why should I use the Golden Power Veto to save you? Thank you so much. Thank you. This game, I can't get anything done in this game. I can't try to win competitions. The blackjack thing doesn't go my way. I'm so salty about this game. Like that time I went to Red Lobster and I got the New England clam chowder. I don't know what makes it New England. And I asked for the saltines. So the lady gives me saltines. I say thank you for the saltines. And it was an unsalted saltine. What? The Red Lobster is too cheap to pay for salted saltines? They give me unsalted? So I'm like, excuse me. What's with these unsalted saltines? Excuse me, sir? Yeah, why are the saltines? Why are they unsalted? The word salt is in saltines. So why would they be unsalted? I'm insulted that you're giving me unsalted saltines. Larry, why don't you just eat the fucking clam chowder? Larry, just eat the fucking clam chowder. Stop making a fucking scene. I didn't give you lines in this scene, Susie. You're just here for the biscuits, okay? Be quiet. Larry, I don't care if you're for filming or not. Just eat the fucking clam chowder, Larry. Eat the fucking clam chowder. You're always fucking things up, Larry. What did you do now, Larry? Am I gonna go to the bathroom and see diarrhea in the toilet, Larry? What the fuck is wrong with you, Larry? Stay out of this, Susie. I just want some salted saltines. What is so hard about that? Sir, there's some salt on the table. You can put salt on the cracker. Exactly, Larry. But put the salt on the cracker. But there's no adhesive glue to keep the salt on the cracker like a salted saltine would have the salt on it. Am I right here? Come on. No, nobody's agreeing with you, Larry. This is very embarrassing. Isn't this embarrassing, Jeff? I'm just here for the food. Yeah. Jeff, you never stand up for anything. Okay. Look, I just want some salt on my saltines. I look, the soup, Larry, it's clam chowder. It's already salty enough. What do you need soup for? I'm gonna die soon. I want salt on my saltines. Sir, we're gonna have to ask you to leave because you're making a scene. Dun 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 da 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 dun da 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 da. I love Red Lobster. Especially the biscuits, but the best part is the chocolate wave. It's a warm, gooey chocolate cake that I like to put on my body so that my boyfriend Kermit can lick it off. Hey Rhonda, why should I use the golden power veto to save you? I want you to know that Andrew went to Arby's today and got their white cheddar mac and cheese, and he said it's not as good as my mac and cheese. And so because of that, I think you should use the golden power veto on me so I can give you mac and cheese. Okay. Two really, really delicious arguments. Clam chowder, mac and cheese. Put them together, what do you get? Diarrhea. I will not be using the golden power veto. I'm honoring the head of household's decision and will not be forcing her to make a third nominee. It's nothing personal against either of you, and whoever leaves still has a chance to come back via Redempel Temple. Good luck. This nomination ceremony is adjourned. Aton or Rhonda, who will be evicted? Watch tomorrow as they plead their case, and we will check in with Kat and Joanne in the jury house, which I assure you is lit. And Wednesday is the next live eviction and head of household competition where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 5 house and join Chad in Redempel Temple where one will stay and one will go. I'm Andrew Chefs of Moonbest. Take care, and remember, people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Good night.